We see now Be'ez Hashem Yisbarach Daf Tes Vav. Ma'al Lahoitzi Mammon Metoich Hadis. Talking about the Mishnah, it says that a cotton is Neman Lahod Begad Lamashirah Cotton. The question is, if it helps the Gabba Mammon is also the Gabba Tzos Mammon. Hey Chavita, let's see how this case is. They knew that Tchum Shabbos finishes by the end where Reuven's field finishes. That's where the Tchum Shabbos ends. So the cotton, now we don't know exactly where Reuven's Soda is. Just know that the cotton comes along and says that Tchum Shabbos ends here. And we also know that Reuven's Soda ends by Tchum Shabbos. So Kumto is that because of the cotton's words that he extends the Tchum Shabbos to a certain place, he extends it, let's say, a few feet. He says, or we have to say, since we also know for a fact that Reuven's Soda goes all the way to the Tchum Shabbos, so we can take it out from Shimon. We say no. Reuven's field is extending all the way till the end of Tchum Shabbos. So the cotton is goyrim through his edus that at Kant Tchum Shabbos. He stretches out Tchum Shabbos, so we stretch out Reuven's field because of that. That's a good child. Do we say it's good? Are you locked at the fagi shvius? Also an interesting question. He's indirectly, he says like this. Are you locked at the fagi shvius? Halacha is it's also to pick fagi shvius because it's not ripe yet. So, according to him, he's causing somebody to become pasul edus. But he's saying that I remember this guy used to walk with me to pick fagish shvius. Shmainu plainis mavala plainis ishti. A plainis ishtoi. I heard him talk that his wife is a zayner, taktav. Or isha plainis from less bit. So he is saying over something that he heard from this person, or from a woman saying. So that's also, I think it's a separate child here. If the cotton is them on these things. It's like he's saying something that they said. So the interesting question. He says, let's say the Huzim, if they have to pay. So what's the question? Let's see the question. Which case? He says no. It's a chiddush you cannot say. So he's trying to say what happened there. My b'tzitzas. He used to fill up their barrels with roasted wheat and nuts. The other person got cut off from his piece of land. So in such a case, let's say they were huzmu. So they have to pay because they caused the person to lose his field. They're huzmu on this story that they saw the ktsitsa. On base babun, up me shoy noise is shane ganas like mal and khavist loyd goyz me shoy net noikus. And the noikus malak them on nix blame me gebracht. I'm sure shoy gal shoy is like kem khot ben mispacht. A guideline mashru be kat. So the Gemara says now, in a monument of a godlon, while they're still small, you cannot say anything. Only when they turn big, they can say what they remember when they were small. There you say and this is above a comment, that while he's still a cotton, he can say that he saw a whole group of bees coming out from here, and the guy wants to come to the other person and take away the bees. He says it's mine. They wandered off. So the cotton is named to say that they're coming from this person's field. And for the Gemara, means it's not, nobody really owns it from that Torah, so you're not moitzi moment. Then for sure the person, the cotton is named, even if he's not a gadol yet. But by other things, you need to be only, the cotton is only named after he becomes a gadol. Also, when did you say the cotton is named? When they're still flying. If they're already on a branch, not. So I wrote here, Shay, also look, it's explaining. But could be other reasons. Could be because then they're not, it's very after achazman. So I don't know. So leave it over for the ma'ayin. Zira boy kim rabman. Loy mistabre alasar. Achazman loy. Am le'afan no sovakin. Tani med vim sh'ida am amad yatsu. B'chaz an ima me yira pitu anu. Only if they say it right away. If they had a chance already to speak to people, maybe somebody convinced them they should say it. So they have to come right away. They see the flying the beans, and right away they come to Bezdin to say, or to other people to aid them to say that they saw that it's coming out from that person. Or if they left somewhere, they saw the bees and then they left and they came back again, we're scared somebody convinced them. Dog the Heilige Mishnah, Eda night is starting Pedig Shlishi, which is Daftez Vav Amad Beis, Ena Shishem Knas, Vam Amzeres on Sina, Lakutis. Means even though it's a Isser, these people are usher to love Aleim, still they get Knas. Knas means if they're in Naira or some say even a Tana, Naira gets Knas if a person is Ma'anas 20 shekel. Weil gehört Schriftstück wie schon die ganze Teil Stachel Fuß mit der schon mit recht. Aber la khois wala khois ob la khois immer la khois ist weil ist auch weißt du hier aber war nicht jetzt im Knas. All these chayve creases, even though the chayve creases, it's not a problem that the Misa pater some tashlim. It's only by Misa's bezin. Chayve creases, you still pay. Apishim is by Koris and by Mrs. Bezin, that's why they get knas. That means the father gets the knas in a regular case. So the naira you give the father. You should say so why do they get knas? It's a smart from the parsha. It's a ribu to say even though it's usher cannot live with her, still you have to pay the knas. In leis ksib ela kemoya habasulas. The riba kosev ela lemoya belvat. So he's asking, the lashon kemoya habasulas means only that's ksubah, but doesn't mean that there's nisraba legabe knas. If it would say, he says, if it says basulas, means all the basulas, you get also kemoyar. But here it says kemoyar habasulas, that the basulas get the moyar. It means the ksuba. It's interesting diak, but that's what he says. If it say first basulas, then we'd be married for the gabe knas also. The Gemara brings down a different price. Tanachiski, Maya Menavin, Ein Lay Allah Jinush. So this is the Gaba Pitul. Gaba Pitul, you see that even if it's a Bidei Shemaim, it's also you still have to give a fatah. And the thing you learn out Basulas is you learn out from you learn out from Pitul, and it's from a fatah. Me'ata abala shivcha yela knas leis yachol tana yucha abala shivcha hamas yela knas tamleim me isha ash isha vibe it's shivcha ram she'ela vibe. That's not the struggle. If you boil aromas, you don't have to pay knas. It's even a choice and a vibe of your shan knas shani ish the vibe acher. She's a baravaya, but she's not a baravaya. There's no knas. I biti yesh la vaya it's acher in shan knas shani ish chayv nafsh. It's a different reason. A bitoi doesn't get knas because it's chayav l'shamayim, and then there's no moment anymore because there's misa. Nesina. The whole din of Nesinim, generally in the whole Shas, what's their psul? The psul is a psul mishpacha. It's mamzeres. Doesn't have a psul avdus. In Taimim Shem Psula avdus, ata bal and Nesina la yelek knas. If they have a din of chash avdus in them, they had before that ever doesn't get. It's a shifcha, yeah. So the elamai, that's not their problem. They're only a problem of mamzeris. That's why they get knas. Kutas. It says the Mishnah kutas gets a knas. If kutim get roisem, then obviously they don't get this problem. Kuti goy de Rabbi. If shengli, I'm a kuti Yisrael chaldom. So if kutim have a din of Yisrael, all the halachas of the Torah, kutim gera enosem. Afilatem kuti goy kuti mishma hem psulam. Loi mishum goy be'evet. Goy be'evet above Yisrael about mamzer. Mamzer yesh leknas. He's asking a question here. So let's say Mishnah says abola kutis. Says let's assume that kutim are Yisrael. You see, that's why they get. But Lamaisa they're apostle. Why? Why the apostle? Because it's Arv behem goy ve'evet. So he says, I didn't say correct. Even if kuti is a goy, yeah. So we say he was scared that the kuti was boiled a bas Yisrael. So he says, still, she should get kanas. Why do we say that the kids are not? The Gemara held here that they used to marry Yiddish girls, these kutim. So even if kutim gera roisheim, it's the most that happens is the kids are mamzerim. And for the Gemara, in the mishpacha at oved goy the basrol but mamzer in knas at oved kisrol bala goya avlad goy. Oh, so we use both chumers. If you hold kutim gera roisheim, then we make them both chumers of mamzerim and chumers of goyim. That's what he's saying. So according to no, he says both ways. Machma them both ways. Side should have a chumrah of goyim, and side chumrah of mamzer. That's all if you say kutim ger roisem. Then you have this problem. Okay, this is the end of that. Tezvov. With Aleph and Beis.